Hello everyone! When I talk about my space art and space fabrics, I often use the word nebula. Now I understand that this is not a word that is used in everyday language and that not everyone understands what I mean when I say nebula. So I thought I'd pop in today and talk a little bit about what a nebula is. A nebula, which in plural is nebulae, is a sort of cloud of interstellar gas and dust. And interstellar means that these clouds of gas and dust are found in the space between stars. Interstellar means between stars. The word nebula comes from the Latin word for cloud or fog. Now these clouds consist of the same elements that you find on Earth. For example, gases such as hydrogen and oxygen, and the kind of raw material that can turn into planets and life, like silicon, iron and carbon. It is believed that our own solar system, that is our Sun, our planet Earth, and all the rest of the planets, asteroids and whatnot that surround us in our little corner of the universe, was formed from such a nebula of gas and dust. Nebulae are often star-forming regions or stellar nurseries, where stars are formed at this very moment. The stars in the sky are not static, you see. They are formed, they burn, and they burn out or explode in a supernova. And then the material that remains may become ingredients for a new star. The Orion Nebula, which you can see with the naked eye or with binoculars, just below the three stars that form the belt of Orion, is one such stellar nursery. What happens in these regions is that gas and dust stick together, and the more material that clumps together, the stronger the gravity, and the stronger the gravity, the more material is pulled in. The area becomes more and more dense, and at some point the gravitational force is so strong that the area collapses under its own weight and sets fire to itself, so to speak. Then we have a new star. The remaining material that is swirling around can then settle into planets, moons, comets and asteroids. Now, if you look at a nebula through a telescope, it usually looks like a grey smudge and nothing like the colorful images that are presented to us by astrophotographers and the Hubble and the James Webb Space Telescopes. Now this is because our human eyes can't take in enough light from such distant objects to trigger the color receptors in our eyes. But the colors are still there, and they can be captured by a camera with enough exposure time and special filters. Depending on the chemical composition of this and the physical conditions in the nebula, the colors will vary. Simplified, you could say that red indicates the presence of hydrogen, green indicates nitrogen, and blue indicates oxygen. I used to think that space was mainly black and white, or perhaps grayscale, and it wasn't until I opened a book about astrophotography and saw images of various nebulae that I fully realized the variety in shape and color that you find out there in space. So for me it was love at first sight, and I have painted nebulae and stars on paper and fabric ever since that evening.